Lesson 6.3, Elimination. Our essential question is, how do you determine what to eliminate in a system of equations? Use elimination to solve the system. 4x plus 6y equals 32, and 3x minus 6y equals 3. You may notice when you're looking at the coefficients for these variables, elimination would mean to get rid of something. So what we are going to be doing is getting rid of one of our variables. What we look for is we look at the coefficients of the letters, so the numbers in front of the letters, and we look for opposites. So we look for opposite coefficients. And if we have opposite coefficients, then we can eliminate that variable. So I see opposite coefficients on my y's because positive 6 and negative 6 are opposites. So if I add together this system, 4x plus 3x is 7x, and 32 plus 3 is 35. I would divide by 7, so x equals 5. So the x coordinate for our solution is 5. Now I can take that 5 and plug it in for x in either one of the top equations. I'm going to use the first one. So 4 times 5 plus 6y equals 32. 4 times 5 is 20. So 20 plus 6y equals 32. If I subtract 20 on both sides, I'll be left with 6y equals 12. And 12 divided by 6 gives us our answer. So y equals 2. So our solution is 5, 2. So if we graphed this system of equations, there would be one solution, and they would cross that, the ordered pair 5, 2. Okay, my next system, if you look at the coefficients on the variables, the opposites this time are not on the y, they are on the x's. Negative 4x and positive 4x. Now I can add together the coefficients on my y's. 3 plus negative 5 would give me negative 2y equals negative 3 plus 5, positive 2. Divide both sides by negative 2, and y equals negative 1. Now I'm going to take that value, y equals negative 1, and I am going to go back to one of my equations. This time I'm using the bottom one. 4x minus 5 times negative 1 equals 5. 4x plus 5 equals 5 then, because negative 5 times negative 1 is positive 5. Subtract that 5, and 4x equals 0. Divide by 4, and x equals 0. 0 divided by 4 is 0. So my solution is 0, negative 1. Okay, now this system is a little bit different than the first two. So there's a little question, what is different about this system? Well, we don't exactly have opposites. We don't have opposites. What we have instead of opposites is we have coefficients that are exactly the same. So if you have coefficients that are exactly the same, you can make one little change to have opposites instead. So when coefficients are the same, we're going to change the system so that instead they're opposites. And to do that, we multiply one of our equations by negative 1. Okay, because you know that multiplying by negative 1 changes the sign. Negative 1 times 4x is negative 4x. Negative 1 times 2y is negative 2y. And negative 1 times 28 is negative 28. Now, look at our system. The x's are opposite coefficients, so they cancel out. Now, we can add the rest of the system. Negative 5y equals negative 10. Divide by negative 5. And y equals 2. So the y-coordinate for our solution is 2. Then we take that value and we plug it in one of our original equations. So 4x plus 2 times 2 equals 28. 2 times 2 is 4. So 4x plus 4 equals 28. Subtract that 4. 4x equals 24. And divide by 4. X equals 6. So the x-coordinate is 6. And the y-coordinate is 2. So, when the coefficients look exactly the same, they're exactly the same, instead of being opposites, just multiply one of those equations by negative 1 to change it to the opposite signs. As long as you're multiplying both sides of that equation by negative 1, it's okay to do that. It's okay to do that. And then you can solve your system by adding it together, and you've eliminated one of your variables. Okay, this one is just like the last one. So the variable y's, they're both negative y. So I need to multiply negative 1 times one of my equations. I'm going to multiply the top one. So negative 3x, positive y, and positive 2 would be the result. Now my y's will eliminate. 4x plus negative 3x is 1x. So x equals 3. So my x-coordinate is 3. I'm going to go back to one of my originals with that 3. So 3 times 3 minus y equals negative 2. 9 minus y equals negative 2. Subtract 9. So negative y equals negative 11. And then divide by negative 1. So y equals 11. So 311 is my solution. All right, now a word problem. The sum of two numbers is 47. Well, sum means that you're adding them together. So x plus y equals 47. Their difference is 13. Difference means subtracting. So x minus y equals 13. So this is my system that I need to solve. So the sum of two numbers means that you're adding the two numbers together. The difference means you're subtracting the two numbers. So their sum is 47, their difference is 13. My variables that are opposites are the y's, so they eliminate each other out. I need to remember that x plus x means 1x plus 1x. So 2x equals 60. 60 divided by 2 is 30. So x equals 30. So one of my numbers is 30. If I go back to my original, it said x plus y equals 47. So 30 plus y equals 47. If I subtract 30 from 47, y equals 17. So it said find the numbers. The numbers are 30 and 17. You could check by adding them together. 30 plus 17 is 47, and then subtracting them. 30 minus 17 is 13. Okay, our last example. The sum of two numbers is negative 10. So x plus y equals negative 10. Negative 3 times the first number. Okay, so that means negative 3x. Minus the second number, so minus y. equals 2. So here's the system for us to solve. So again, the sum of two numbers means you're adding them together. So I added x plus y and set it equal to negative 10. The second equation said negative 3 times the first number. Well, I used x in the first equation, so I have to use x when it says the first number. Minus the second number, which I used y for, equals 2. Okay, so my y's are opposites. I can put a 1 in front of my x. 1x plus negative 3x would be negative 2x. Negative 10 plus 2 is negative 8. If I divide negative 8 by negative 2, I will get positive 4. So positive 4 for x. Then I go back to my original, put in my 4. So 4 plus y equals negative 10. Subtract 4. And y equals negative 14. So, find the numbers. The numbers are 4 and negative 14. You should be able to write a summary now, answering the essential question. Make sure that you use complete sentences.